Hi, this is the Wii Viewer!
And the littlest Wii Viewer!
And we're gonna review
The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, HD.
for the Wii U. So, did you ever play the one for the GameCube before the HD version?
I don't remember.
But you've definitely seen this before.
Yes.
So this is an HD remake of the GameCube game, which honestly didn't really need it. I don't really see the differences, but I think the game looked fantastic on the GameCube. When they say HD remake, I don't really see the differences other than like shading and like the grass looks a little better. But overall, it doesn't really feel like it needed to be updated.
But there is a noticeable difference, even if it is very slight.
Would you be surprised if I told you this whole project took 6 months to make?
Not really.
Well, it did. It only took 6 months to make this HD remake because they really didn't have to do much. I mean, look at the game. It looked fantastic back in the day and it looks fantastic now. This one's probably the most controversial Zelda game out there, next to like The Legend of Zelda 2, which was like a side-scroller and had experience points. Personally, I didn't like Zelda 2 at all. Zelda is one of those games that are very similar to the previous games in overall tone, yet can look really different. One of the best things that I like about this game is that it has cel-shaded graphics. Not only does it give it a cartoonish look, but it lets Link have expressions and mannerisms we normally don't get to see. You see, when you're playing a mute character, being able to see the way his eyebrow raises up or down, or how his face reacts to a situation, puts a sense of emotion into the title, and that's fantastic. The game was fun. I mean, that's something they forgot about in Twilight Princess, a game I do not like. That's a Zelda game that takes itself way too seriously. When it comes to Twilight Princess, I always feel like they were at a meeting and they said, you know what guys, I have a good idea. Let's make a Zelda game with absolutely no fun in it. They're like, oh yeah, it's a good idea. We'll give them the hardcore game everybody wanted. Now to briefly talk about the story, it's your birthday and you get an old uniform that everyone has to wear at your birthday. And then your sister gets kidnapped, and then you have to go get her, and then you go on an adventure. But the thing is, the whole twist of this game, with the exception of a few pieces of land, the whole world has been flooded.
This game's primary focus is sailing around to get to certain areas.
And I know everybody complains about the sailing, but I never minded it. I like the open waters. I thought it was fun to sail off and not know where you might be headed.
It is kind of interesting to find some special areas.
Yeah, it's all about exploration, and that's what this game is really big on.
Basically, the swift sail makes you sail quicker, and it changes the wind direction as you turn.
The swift sail was made for those people that complain that sailing just took too darn long. It makes you go faster about twice the speed. The weird thing though was they kind of kept it a secret, in that it's in an auction house, and if you don't go looking for it, you might just miss it entirely. If anything, they should have made it a special quest you go on. Make it something that you would earn, not just some random item in a shop somewhere. I think the Wii U gamepad was perfect for this game, because it was easy to switch out weapons, move your weapons around. What'd you think?
Using the Wii U gamepad, you could just simply tap the item on the bottom screen, then drag it to the button you wish. And you don't even need to look at the gamepad, as the item and the buttons will appear on the main screen.
Right, and you can also pull up the map, you can pull up tingle bottles. The gamepad screen was used perfectly. Zelda games are always about the dungeon and the puzzles. Did you think the dungeons and the puzzles in this game were good?
I think they were pretty cool. There's later dungeons in the game with pretty cool puzzles, but those are, of course, later.
Well, yeah, they always save the good ones for last, and they always want to make the first ones clever yet easy. What was your favorite weapon or tool that you got?
The hookshot is awesome.
I thought the leaf was fun because you could float from far away distances. I liked the stealth parts in this game. I thought they were fun because the whole game was fun. I could feel that the developers really enjoyed making this game because its sense of fun and adventure was just there throughout the whole thing. So what do you think about the new edition of the tingle bottles?
I think they're really interesting. It's basically you could find Miiverse posts basically as a message in a bottle.
And you can send out messages too. Just commenting on something that you saw in the game or taking a picture and sending it, right?
Yeah.
Zelda, The Wind Waker, HD. Littlest reviewer, would you buy, rent, or skip?
I definitely say a buy if you don't have the original game.
You don't see enough of improvements to buy it even if you own the original?
I don't really see much of a purpose for buying it again, as it's practically the same game, just with little improvements.
I own the original for the GameCube, and I now own this game for the Wii U, and I don't feel like I was paying for the game twice. I enjoy the game in both versions, but if I was to choose, I would pick the HD version. It's an improvement over the original game, definitely. There's no doubts about that. So I think you should definitely buy it now.